coming into your YouTube airwaves. I'm Vaughn, the Statman, and welcome to the Stat Room, ladies and gentlemen. Week 6 is now officially in the books, and I am Vaughn the Statman. You can follow me on Twitter at VonnTheStatman, and guys, check out my website, VonnTheStatman.com. So, the New York Jets upset the Philadelphia Eagles for the first time in their franchise history. We had Jalen Hurts, who led all quarterbacks with fantasy points, but he did throw a key pick to lose that game. And guys, did you see that the Cleveland Browns knocked off undefeated San Francisco? So there are no more undefeated teams. And for fantasy purposes, Tyreek Hill again led all wide receivers in scoring. But we did really good with our lineup second week in a row. So guys, let's get into this video, guys. Before I pull up this FanDuel screen, let's first get into witness protection. These are the players that let us down. These are the players that were supposed to lead us to FanDuel glory. And since they didn't, these players are in witness protection. 8 fantasy points Hockenson against the Bears? What do you got to say for yourself?
Well, Statman, without Justin Jefferson on the field, it's a little harder to get into the end zone. I know I ain't scored a touchdown, so I am in witness protection.
Really, Saints defense, 4 points against a rookie quarterback? What do you got to say for yourself?
Well, Statman, that rookie is pretty good, and they actually got receivers that can get open, unlike New England, so I know this week we are in witness protection.
So before I proceed with this video, guys, please subscribe to my channel, hit that like button, and leave a comment. Thank you, guys. And this is the lineup that I sent out to my subscribers, guys. It did well. I put in Mostert as my #1 running back. You see him with the Buccaneers defense. So this lineup, we didn't do big numbers, but we at least doubled our money to live and fight another day. So guys, let's go ahead and break down this slate. All right, guys, so now we got the FanDuel screen pulled up, guys, after I showed you my line. So, guys, when I look at this 10-game slate, last week in week 6, it was only 171 points. That's what it took to take down the unlimited entry GPP, the $1 million contest. And I believe this week is going to take around the same. I think it's going to be another low-scoring week because we don't have the Miami Dolphins on this slate. We don't have Carolina on this slate. We don't have a couple of the teams that can put up big numbers, and you have a lot of teams that will be playing against teams that they are better than, and you have a lot of teams that are playing against great defenses. So it should be more low scoring this week. I believe a 175 could actually win you first place this week. I don't know if it's going to hit 200. I mean, it always can, because the wonderful thing about football when you're playing DFS is you can have the #1 defense going up against the 32nd ranked run offense. One missed tackle and he could go for 70 yards. That's why I say that don't be afraid to play players against any defense. You saw Tennessee stop the run a few weeks ago. You saw Indianapolis running back get a 70-yard touchdown against them. So with that being said, guys, let's get right into this quarterback breakdown. All right, so Mahomes is going against the Chargers. I love the matchup, but I'm wondering, can his receivers get enough balls to get Mahomes over that 330, which I know he can get 300, but can they get 3 balls? I know Kelsey is going to catch 8 balls for like 110 yards. He might get 1 touchdown, but other than Kelsey, maybe Rice. So I don't know if he can get those touchdowns. He can get the yards because it's Patrick Mahomes, but I don't know if he can get you the touchdowns. If you believe he can, then you run him. Allen looked very pedestrian against a team that has struggled all season. The New York Giants actually are getting better on defense, guys. They're not the team to stack against anymore. They are a team that later in the year, if your playoff hopes rely on beating them, I believe they can hold you down. But Allen's going to go against New England. This is a division rival, so I don't know if he has a great game. Herbert does decent against Kansas City, and he's been a really good fantasy quarterback. This is going to really challenge KC's defense because I believe that the Chargers is going to be one of the better defenses that they faced. I wish that he would have had Williams, his big physical wide receiver, because I think the Chargers are going to struggle against Kansas City because they don't have that field stretching guy. You saw the rookie, he couldn't get it done. So maybe since they're coming off their bye week, that he's in a better rhythm. Fields got injured, so we got to see whether or not he plays. Lamar Jackson's going to pose major threats to Detroit because Lamar Jackson is the most accurate quarterback in the league right now. And if his receivers catch the ball, I don't think Detroit has enough defensive players because you have to worry about Zay Flowers, who is extremely difficult to guard. Then you have to worry about Odell Beckham. If you watched him last week, it appears his explosiveness is coming back. Bateman ran some really good routes. He looked much improved. I think Duvernay is going to break one at any given minute. And then Mark Andrews is all world. Next to Kelsey, I believe he's the second best tight end in the league. So Lamar Jackson is going to pose problems. Jordan Love is going to have a bounce back game in Denver, guys. Mark it down. I'm telling y'all right here and now that Love will have a bounce back game. Goff is going to be decent in Baltimore. I saw that Goff got better. I want to see how he fares in Baltimore. It should be a little chilly. See how he play outside. And Baltimore has a really good defense. I think they're number 2 against the pass. So that's going to be a challenge for Goff and also a challenge for the Baltimore defense. This is going to be probably the best team they faced all year. If Watson is healthy, I'm going to play him against Indianapolis. So as of Monday, I'm going to put Watson in. I'm going to put Watson in the lineup. And if you don't like Watson, guys, go with Lamar Jackson against Detroit. So since Watson is not in, we'll check back with him later in the week. We're gonna roll with Lamar Jackson in this lineup, guys. All right, so at the running back position, you got Austin Eckler is coming back. I don't like running backs coming back from their first game. Kenneth Walker is home against Arizona. I love that play. You got Barkley, and against Buffalo, look at his first game, guys. He had 11.8 fantasy points. He had 93 rushing yards. Against Washington, I like this matchup. Even though it's a home rival, I like this matchup. Then you got Jacobs going against Chicago. And Chicago actually stops the run pretty well, guys. Montgomery, he's injured. We don't know if he's going to play. Jones, don't know if he's going to play. Robinson against Tampa Bay. I don't like any running backs against Tampa Bay because they really stopped the run well. Pacheco is going up against the Chargers. Pacheco is going to have to produce against the Chargers, guys. But the player I'm going to give you guys, I'm giving you Robinson against the Giants. I think that Robinson is going to have a pretty solid day. I believe he'll get us at least 15 fantasy points. So I'm going with Robinson. And I'm also going to give you Barkley. I think both of these offenses run the ball. And if Tyrod Taylor is playing, I like Barkley even more because Tyrod can actually move. So I like Barkley in this matchup, guys. Now, at the wide receiver position, you got Allen. He's very expensive. You got Kupp. I'm giving you Kupp, guys. I don't care who Kupp is playing against. I'm going to run Kupp. Now, let's go down and get a defense. We're going to just get an inexpensive defense, guys, that has a good matchup. I believe that Denver's defense is going to bounce back. I do like Jordan Love, but I think that the Denver defense it's going to be a low-scoring game. I think Jordan Love has a decent game. I don't think he has a bunch of turnovers, but I do believe that the Denver defense is going to hold them under 20 points, and I believe they can get a fumble or might even get an interception, and they might even have a kick return for a touchdown. But I just think Denver at 3-5 can get you 8 to 10 fantasy points because they are improving every week. Now, at the tight end position, you have so many great tight ends to choose from. Waller, if you look at Waller last week, he had 7 balls thrown his way. Laporta, I don't like him against Baltimore. I do like Andrews, guys. So I'm going to give you Andrews against Detroit. Mark Andrews typically plays well when he's at home. So I'm going to give you Mark Andrews. Now, let's get an inexpensive wide receiver. So if I go down the list and you look at a wide receiver that is very inexpensive, I like this guy, Wilson. I just like him. Look at his numbers, guys. He had another 62 receiving yard day. I'm going to go with him again. I think he gets into the end zone against Seattle. And that's a And at 5'4", guys, that is all that you're asking for. And lastly, guys, I'm gonna take a chance. And I'm gonna take a chance on a team that don't normally play their receivers, but I'm gonna play Kansas City, guys. I like this guy, Rice. I like this guy. If you look at him, as the season go on, I believe he will ultimately be Mahomes' number one. And look, he had 5 targets, 7 targets, 5 targets, and 4 targets. So I think he's going to be the go-to guy. So Rice is who we're going to go with, guys. You can pick your own flex, guys. So that's it, guys. You got the Broncos defense: Andrews, Rice, Williams, Kupp, Barkley, Robinson, and Jackson. So, guys, that's it, guys. So we're on to break down the rest of this slate. So, guys, don't forget to win-win. That means give people what they want so you can get what you want. And, guys, don't forget to think in ink. That means write it down so that way it can come true. Good hunting on week 7. Love you guys. You made it this far, guys. Hit that subscribe button.